Hello, my name is Melissa Power and welcome to my channel. Let's get started, taking the hands nice and wide at the side of the bars, shoulders back, chin up, eyes up. First things first, we are going to find our RPM as always. So, RPM, revolutions per minute, how many times our legs are going round on the bike every 60 seconds. You'll also hear me call this cadence. Right now, we are riding at 84 RPM. If you listen to the beat of the music, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, your RPM always matches your BPM. So you don't have a screen, doesn't matter at all. We just match our feet to the beat. Next thing I'm going to talk about is your intensity, how hard we are working during the class. Right now, you can see it says 6 out of 10 effort. So what I want you to do is increase your resistance until at 84 RPM you feel 6 out of 10. Nice moderate intensity, we could do it all day long. And we're going to hold it here, just getting used to the bike, making sure you're sitting back on that saddle. You've got that full leg length, only a teeny tiny bend at the bottom of the rotation so we can get a good powerful pedal stroke when we need it. Great class coming up ahead of us today. We've got a little bit of everything. We've got rhythm, we've got power. Power is where we do the work. Rhythm is our active recovery. Talking about power, if you have a look, if you have a screen, you should be able to see something that says watts output. That's your measure of power. The higher that number, the harder we are working. So what I'd like you to do is add on a little bit of resistance until you feel a 7 out of 10 intensity. And if you can see your watts, you should see them increase. So we've got a mixture of everything. We've got lots of different cadences, a little bit of an 80s theme, and a couple of our tracks. Fantastic finisher. And it's my birthday. Hurrah! Not actually right now. This is quite confusing, but it's not that confusing. We record this a few days before the class goes out. So if you are watching this on the 18th of May, happy birthday to Melissa. Hopefully, while you are doing this, I'm sitting drinking a glass of champagne with Chris behind the curtain. Hopefully not behind the curtain. So, rhythm and power, mixture of both coming back up. I want you to take that intensity back down to a 6 out of 10, my friends. So we are starting today a little bit different with some power. Wowee, Melissa! We are going to start in the saddle. 83 is your RPM. Now, our first power track, we never go too hard, too early. So we are just settling into this. You don't really need to do anything to your intensity here at all, to your resistance. The intensity is 6 out of 10, and we've dropped our RPM by 1. So you should still be fine with the resistance that you had before for that 6 out of 10. Push the bars away. We are easing ourselves in nice and gradually. So we are only going to be going to 8 out of 10, and we are only here for 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So, hands nice and wide on the bike. We're going to add on a tiny bit of resistance, taking it to a 6.5 out of 10 effort. Little bit of resistance on, staying at that 83 on the cadence. Hands wide, shoulders back. I hope you're well. I hope you've had a lovely week. There's been a lot of bank holidays in May. We have been trying to entertain the baby. We've taken her everywhere. We live in London. So there's lots on offer. Get ready for your 7 out of 10 with 1 minute 30 on the clock. 4, 3, 2, 1, take it up. 7 out of 10, 1 minute 30. We took it to the Tower of London. We took it to St. Paul's. Everywhere. We took it to the Globe. And we were walking across the Millennium Bridge. And there were loads of people like on the beachy bit. I say beach, the pebbles by the Thames. So I got down and I was like, they're looking at all these different things. They're finding treasures. They're finding Tudor spoons probably that have washed up. You know, I was telling all these stories. I mean, faced in fact, I think. And suddenly I heard this voice from behind me go, I didn't know that. Sorry if anyone is Italian right now. You've got 45 seconds, get ready for your 8 out of 10. 4, 3, 2, take it up. And I turned around and there was this massive group of Italian tourists enthralled in this fairly made up story that I've been telling to our toddler. So I think there's going to be some very confused Italians out there talking about tuna spoons. You've got 20 seconds left. Pull those legs up, knees into chest. Holding this 8 out of 10. We've got 4, 3, 2, and we take it out the saddle. Here we go, team. Hands wide on the bars, thumbs on the inside, fingers on the outside. We are taking it into our first rhythm track. 75, your RPM. 6.5, your effort. Thumbs on the inside, fingers on the outside, and finding, we call it a leading leg. 1, 1. Now that's the leg that is on the beat. Could be your left leg, it could be your right leg. Sometimes it will change mid-song, it's not a problem. 1, 1. So what we're gonna do here, nice and easy move to start us off. We're gonna push the hips back, all the way, and then back to your ride position. You don't wanna sit down, but we wanna go right to the back of the saddle. Arms go long. We're gonna start with a count of 8. In a 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back. 5, 6, 7, and right. Try not to bend the elbow. Arms nice and long. Right. 5, 6, 7, and back. And again. Keep the chest up, chin up. Back. 5, 6, 7, and right. 6, 7, and back. 5, 6, 7, and hold it here. So you don't need tons of resistance on. Remember, with rhythm, we find the intensity through the cadence and the movement, not the resistance. So yes, you need resistance on, but it needs to be fairly light. We want to save our legs for power. We're going to go again. This time it's a 4 count. It will look like this. We go. 4, 3, 2, 1, ride. Let's go. Back, saxophone solo. Up. Back. Up. Makes every song better. There's a guy who adds a saxophone solo to every single song he can find, and he's yet to find one that isn't made better by a saxophone solo. Back on Instagram, not just that, I know. Right. Back and right, elbows in, we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, up. I used to play the saxophone a long time ago. I loved it. And right, we've got 8 more, and a flute. Up, and the piano. I was a one-man band, I wasn't a one-man. And 3, 2, and we're gonna stay here, my friends. We are staying here. We are straight into power. We have a short track with short intervals and short recoveries. We're gonna go from 6 out of 10 intensity to 9 out of 10. Can you feel how much that cadence has dropped? We are at 64 RPM at 6 out of 10 effort. Now, when the RPM is this low, even at a 6 out of 10, you're going to need a fair amount of resistance on. We need to be safe, we need to be supported, and we need to be doing something. So 6 out of 10, bottom of the aerobic zone. You should be able to speak, to sing. You can feel that you are working. 20 seconds, our first interval. 9 out of 10. So you're going to need a lot of resistance on. The intensity, 9 out of 10. RPM low, duration short. All of that means lots of resistance, please, my friends. 9 out of 10. Ready? 3, 2, take it away. Big, big, big effort. 9 out of 10 is very hard. You want to be going very high on the gears here. Hips back, core tight, and we're done. See? It's short. 20 seconds is really short. 6 out of 10. We only have 2 tracks today at the sub 70 cadence. So make the most of this high resistance opportunity. So it sounds like LinkedIn speak. 3, 2, 1, and take it away. 20 seconds again, 9 out of 10. Keep it moving. Hips back. Pull the hands up. We are very nearly there. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and take it back. Okay. You've got 25 seconds to recover, and then we go for 30 seconds. 6 out of 10 to 9 out of 10, our last interval. Slightly longer, but I don't want you to go any less with the resistance. It's only a little bit longer. So, get ready. Resistance going right back up there. Big, big effort. Take it away. Slam those legs down. We want to go really heavy. You want to use this body weight. Point the toes on the down pedals. Use the calves. Hips back. Hands are light. Make sure that you're not gripping the bars. Concentrate that tightness on the core. Driving power down to the legs. Thumbs on the inside, fingers on the outside. Breathe through the mouth. 4, 3, 2, 1. And take a seat for a second, but we are getting straight back up there. Cheers. Right, my friends. Hands high. 73 RPM. We are back into rhythm. What a tune. 6.5 your effort level. We're going to find that leading leg at 73 RPM. Now, we're going to do some press-ups, which means it's really important that the legs are in charge. So we're going to be dropping 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. So first things first, find that leading leg. Show me 1, 1, 1, 1. All right, get ready for your 4 count. Remember, body weight back. We drop 1 and up, not too low. Tiny little movement. Chin up, eyes up. Body weight stays back. We don't ever want to push into the knees. We want to let the big muscles do the work. Drop it down and up and drop and up and hold it here. 6.5 on the effort. Remember, no more. We have accelerations after this in the saddle, which if you've done these before, are very tough on the lungs and the legs, very gassy. The comment about gassy last week made me laugh a lot. This time we're going to go 1, 2, and up. Ready? In 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2. Breathe in, out. Hands light. We want to keep them wrapped around the bars. By that I mean you don't want to splay the fingers. 1, 2. Jump solo. 1. Up. I didn't play the drums. 1. And hold. We have 1 more round. And these are tricky. Single count press ups. Trickiest of the lot. So if you're new here, welcome. Just focus on the leading leg. Bam, bam. When you have the leading leg, the press-ups have nowhere else to go but down. But if you don't have the leg, it's impossible to land the press-ups. Remember, this is active recovery. We're doing this to rest the legs, but to keep the heart rate high. So, bring in that leg, and when you're confident, you've got it, we drop 1, 1, 1. Just think about the leg the other one has to follow. 25 seconds. Body weight back, tiny movement. If you go too low, you won't get back up in time. Keep the hands high on the bars. 8 left. Keep breathing. Every rep of breath. 4 more. And 3, 2, and take a seat. Okay, here we go. I love this way of training. We are changing the cadence and we are keeping the resistance the same. So really good beat, this one. But I actually want you to ignore it for now. So 85 is your RPM. Follow my legs or look at your screen. The beat we are going to be accelerating to is the beat of the song. At this RPM, I need you to give me a generous helping of resistance. Because we have to make sure our base intensity at 85 is a hard 7 out of 10. We're only accelerating by 15 RPM. I want you to try it now. Try to reach that 100. How does it feel? If it feels easy, if you're able to fly above it, add on some more resistance. This should feel a 9 out of 10. The RPM change should take you to 9 out of 10. Okay, slow the legs down, back to 85. So that was a little dress rehearsal. The idea is that we do not change the resistance the whole track. As it gets tougher, you're going to want to take the resistance down as you drop your RPM. Your aim is to stay strong and not change that resistance. All right, let's get into it now. 4, 3, 2, take it away. Up. 100. You have 2 minutes 30 on the clock from here. I want you to push yourself, especially if you've done this with me before. 8 more. No leading leg here, so you don't want that because it expends energy that we cannot afford to lose. Slow it down. We're going to pick it up again very quickly. Ready? Take it away. These are not long. When I'm taking you to this RPM, at this resistance level, I am not going to hold you there for more than 25 seconds. Pull those legs up, elbows in, sit back on the saddle. This is when you need that leg length, making sure that saddle is high enough to allow you that power output. 4 more. 3, 2, slow it down, slow it down. 85 RPM, no less. Now, there's also another risk here that without noticing, we can drop the RPM right down. So I want you to imagine that you've overtaken someone and you don't want to get overtaken. And you're doing that by maintaining 85 on the cadence. 2 more short accelerations. Right now, you might even feel like an 8 out of 10 in these recoveries. This is a hard way to ride. 4, 3, 2, drive, up. Push it through. Come on, come on. Wait for it. Drop. We got 1 more. 1 more. This is it. Then we are out the saddle, back into rhythm. All right, my friends. 4, 3, 2, take it away. 25 seconds, 100 RPM, 9 out of 10 effort. You might even be pushed to a 9.5 or a 10. That is absolutely fine. This has been a 4-minute track. Hold on to it. You've got 10 seconds. Watch the RPM. 8. Pull up. 6. Chin up. 4, 3, and time. Well done. Well done. Sip of water. That was a long acceleration track today. Okay, so we're back into rhythm. This is much tougher RPM. 79. And if you are new to this, I don't expect you to be able to do it for that long. This is a hard RPM to ride out the saddle, so my recommendation is that you do it for as long as you can, even if that is 5 seconds, and then you take a seat. You might even be several classes in and need to do that. This is a skill, and you have to practice it. So you're gonna only need a little bit of resistance on to find that 6.5 out of 10, because the RPM is so high. 79, really good way to increase our fitness, our aerobic capacity, without having to add on tons of resistance. 1. Okay, we need a strong leading leg here. Simple movement, we're gonna go up. And right. 6, 7, and up. 6, 7, and right. Watch the leading leg up, body weight back. And right. And up. And right, focus on the core. Up. And hold it here, we're gonna switch to a 4 count. 4 up, 4 right. Get ready. 4, right. Take a seat whenever you need. You don't need to come up too tall. It's the opposite of the press up that we just did. Breathe every rep. Hands light. Up. It almost feels a little bit like a jog. And up. And right. And hold it here. Good time to take a seat. When you're out the saddle, you must be on the beat. So if you can't hold it, please do take a rest. Like I say, it's always better to do something perfectly for a very short amount of time than imperfectly for a long amount of time. 1. All right, friends, 1 last time. Starting with the 8 counts. If you're in the saddle and you feel you can get back up, let's find that leading leg. We go up. And right. And up. And right. 4, 3, 2, 1, jump. Up. Down. Up. Down. And if you have it, is there a 2? 1, 2. 1, 2. Up. Very out of breath, but light on the legs. Up. Up. 4, 3, 2, and take a seat. Okay, so take a deep breath, drop the resistance down, roll the shoulders back. We have some recovery. This is not your recovery track, don't get confused. It's just a little recovery before we go for a big, big push. We're gonna go 75 RPM. Out of the saddle at 9 out of 10 for a minute. Now the intensity here comes from your cadence, not from your resistance. Yes, the resistance will need to be high, but it won't be that high because the cadence is so high. What I'd like you to do now is stand up and on a low gear, find the beat. If this is impossible for you to do out the saddle, then sit down, but increase your RPM to 80. So 75 RPM, 9 out of 10 effort for 60 seconds. This is not a max effort. You should be able to do it for slightly longer than a minute. Okay, my friends, get ready. Essentially, the highest resistance you think you can hold for 75 for just over a minute, but we are only here for 60 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and take it away. Here we go. 75. Now this is a quick cadence. You can't use that much body weight. We've got to keep the hips back, the core tight, and focus on that beat. If you've got a screen, you can look at it and make sure that you are not falling below 75. If you don't, just match your feet to that beat. It's going to drop back in. We're going to push really hard. 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go.
You make me wanna say
9 out of 10. Very hard. Not impossible, but very hard. Very out of breath. Keep the chin up, elbows off the bars, body weight back. Pull the pedals up. You're coming into your last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and take a seat. That is a really, really tough RPM to work power at. You know, I talk about this a lot. Typically with power, we're used to lower RPMs, maybe if you've done classes elsewhere. Those lower, heavy, but you know, power. We need to combine all those different RPMs to work different zones, which is what contributes to being a fantastic cyclist all round. 90 is the cadence. We're going to go into some little jumps. Flush out the lactic acid. 6.5 your intensity, nice and light on that resistance. The cadence and the jumps are going to push that intensity up. It will look like up and drop. So what I want you to do is take your hands wide on the bars, not in front of you. Gives you much more stability, opens up much more of the core. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up, down. Leading leg. Same leg up, same leg down. Up, drop. Doesn't matter what leg it is. And push your body back. Up. Breathing out when you stand. In when you sit. Take it up, down. Up, down. Up, down. One more. Up. Quick recovery. Really think about the bars being hot and you don't want to grab them. Up, chin up, eyes up. You're being pulled back by a piece of string. Up and down. Up and down. Little break coming up. 4, 3, 2, and hold it here. One more set. Please make sure it's light on the legs because we have a tough seated power track next. Alrighty. Shake it out. Loosey-goosey. One more time. And up. Drop. Think about the breathing. And in. Up. And drop. And again. 20 seconds left. Up. And down. Lift. Drop. Last 8. Keep the chin up, shoulders back, open up the chest. We don't want to get hunched over. Last 4, 4, 3, 2, and hold it here. Okay, get a sip. Now, we have one last track before your recovery. This is a high cadence, highest cadence for power today. 95. Because it's a high RPM, you are not going to need that much resistance at all, even to find 10 out of 10, which we'll be doing in our last interval. So I want you to set your intensity to 6 out of 10. 95 the cadence. We have very, very simple here. 2 short intervals, 20 seconds. Both of them are at 8 out of 10 because the focus of this track is a max effort. It's the last 45 seconds where we hit 10 out of 10. And that will be the highest resistance you can hold at this cadence, which won't be that high, as I've already explained. But remember, it doesn't matter here. The intensity comes from the cadence. Getting ready for your first interval, 20 seconds at 8 out of 10. We're ready? Take it away. Resistance up. You're not going to need that much on. Taking you to 8 out of 10. Pull the legs up. Up. Nice and controlled. 4. And take it back down. So all we're doing here is keeping it ticking over. You're going to really want to drop your RPM. This is going to feel like a high cadence. Every time I do this, I always say, this is a tour average cadence, Tour de France. They'll be riding at this RPM, 5 hours. So I want you to look at your watts if you have them in your last interval, and that's probably what they'll be riding at for 6 hours. We're going to go again for 20 seconds. Remember, it's just 8 out of 10. Little push and then a quick pull back. Take it away. 8 out of 10. Nice and steady. Keep the upper body really still. It's all below the hip. 4, 3, 2, drop it down, back to 6. Okay, this is it. 45 seconds at 10 out of 10 effort. That's quite a long interval. It is for 10 out of 10. So don't overshoot it and then have to drop it back down. Remember, you're limited by the cadence here. This takes us into 2 minutes of recovery, so you can really, really go for it. Make sure the RPM doesn't drop, that's the focus. 95 RPM, highest resistance you can hold. Get ready. We go. In 3, 2, and take it away. Get really aggressive with it. Keep a lid on the 95. If you can get higher than 95, it means you can add on more resistance. Push the bars away. Pull the legs up. Elbows off the bars, never leaning. There's no wind in indoor cycling. We don't need to be aerodynamic. We need the core to support the movement, to support the power. Push the bars, breathe. 8 more, hold on to that power output. 3, 2, and take it down. Yes, my friend, stand up for a second. Oh, just release the lactic acid, give the bottom a little rest, get a little sip of something. That is a really tough cadence. To do that for 10 out of 10 for 45 seconds, well done, gang. So really important that you recover here because we are going back into power. Having a little bit of fun with something after this. So it says 85 on the screen. As always, with this recovery track, if you want to go a little bit lower, that's absolutely fine. So this week, very exciting news. If you like indoor cycling, which I do, I am on the front of a magazine called Ride High, talking about everything that I'm hugely passionate about in the indoor cycling industry, and what shapes it and what my thoughts on lots of different things. So if you'd like to read it, I'd love you to read it. Chris behind the curtain will pin it in a comment so you can read it there. Yeah, let me know what you think. I had great fun doing it, and it's literally what I talk about all day long is indoor cycling. So I hope you enjoy it. Shoulders back, take a deep breath in. What happens when we do power like that is we start to become very hunched over. So really think about pulling those shoulders back. Coming up after this, you've got a tiny little bit more recovery, and then we are going into jumps, but they're heavy. We're going to go for a lower cadence, and we're going to be adding on resistance throughout the track. So your intensity is going to come here from the movement and the increased resistance. Cadence, 80 RPM. So, shoulders back, hands on the bars, we go. In 3, 2, 1, and find that 80 RPM at 7 out of 10. Now, 80 is going to feel low compared to the jumps we normally do, which are around 90, 92, which is why we're going to need resistance. If you try and stand up with a low resistance, or the resistance that you do for 90, you'll be all over the place. So make sure you've got that resistance. Now, we have to keep to the beat. We're going to be adding on resistance throughout. I'll tell you what to do every step of the way. It's going to look like this. And down. Here we go. Up for 8. 7 out of 10, your effort. We're going to be finishing this song at 10 out of 10. Up. Down. Slower than you think it is. Up. And drop. And again, one more time. Up. And down. Resistance up. 8 out of 10 effort. Remember, the effort is coming from the movement as well. 4, 3, 2, 1, up. And down. We don't do that many jumps per set. 5, 6, 7, and down. Here we go. Up. One more time. Up. Body weight back. And down. Now hold it here. Your next set. 9 out of 10 effort. So we're going to add on a little bit of resistance. 3, 2, 1. Up. Getting much harder now. Down. There is no leading leg. Drive. And drop. You can see I'm using a little bit of body weight. Up. And down. Hold that 8 count. Up. And down. Here we go. Little bit more this time. And drop. Up. This is your last one here. And down. Okay, hold it. Don't add on resistance yet. We have one more set. It could well be the case that this last set will push you to 10 out of 10 without adding on any more resistance. If you think you can still keep the beat, if you think you can still do the jumps and land them up and down, then add on one final resistance increase to take us to 10 out of 10. We go. Up. And down. When you're in the saddle, keep to the cadence. Don't slow the legs. It'll make it really hard to get back up there. Drop. 5, 6, 7, and up. 5, 6, 7, and drop. Yes! That is a really, really tough thing to do. We have 2 songs left. That is it. So, when you are ready, we have 2 minutes out the saddle to tap it back before we finish with an absolute belter. 74, your RPM. 6.5, your effort. Light resistance, because we have a tricky move, and that's going to contribute to that intensity increase. Leading leg. On the leading leg, you hit the saddle with your bum like this. Tap. Tap, 2, 3, 4. Tap. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Tap, core tight. We go straight back. Make sure you're not dropping down to the side. 1, 2. 1, 2. Nearly there.
I could do this every day.
4 more. 4. Try not to drop the body. It just goes back. And hold. Right.
I've been on the wave. It's a party, make the
Now this is a hard move.
So anyway, you
So there is an option, absolutely, just to focus on that leading leg. Until the leg manages to hit the beat, any type of choreography is going to be tricky. All we're doing here is using the movement to keep the body ticking over, to keep the heart rate up, whilst we give the legs a rest. Get ready. We go again in 4, 3, hands top of the bars. Here we go. Tap, 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 looking forward, tap. You can give the top of the bars a tiny little pull, if that helps. Bring the elbows in, tap, tap, and again. Up, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1. Think about the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 15 seconds. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and take a seat, shoulders back. This is it, our final track. Oh, and I'm speaking in rhyme again. Here we go, my friends. This is a really meaty track. Something to really get our teeth into. What a tune. 68 the cadence, a really nice cadence for what we are about to do here. I want you to set your intensity, please, to 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. We have 2 minutes to get to 10 out of 10. Then we're going to drop that intensity right down and build up to a final 45-second max effort push. I told you there was a lot to get our teeth into. All right, here we go. 4, 3, take it to 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 effort. This is going to go fast. I've already talked over a minute of it. We are attacking a short climb. 4, 3, 2, we have 9 out of 10. Moving quickly through these intensities. You get big recovery. Okay, we're holding it here now. Excellent. Get ready for your 10 out of 10. 4, 3, and take it away. 10 out of 10 effort, 20 seconds. That's it. Then we're gonna drop down. Up, hips back, hips back. Your last 8, hold on to the RPM, don't let it drop. 7, 6, nice. Pull the legs up, point the toes. 4, 3, 2, 1, and I want you to take a seat. Take a seat. I want you to take the effort down to 4 out of 10. Because we are going to bring it back up again. Very, very gradually, very gently, before a massive final push. So, now you've got your breath back. Get ready to lift. Still at 4 out of 10. Very, very easy work. Now take the intensity just to a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 effort. We are building. We're preparing for a massive final push. So 10 out of 10 effort, 45 seconds, 68 RPM. We are going in just over 30 seconds. Then you are done. You've had nearly 2 minutes to build up to this. So I want you to take that resistance really high. It's only 45 seconds. And at this cadence and the amount of rest you've had, you can really push. Get ready. In 8. Here we go, my friends. 45 seconds. 4, 3, 2, take it up. Up. Attack it. Think about something that makes you furious. Point those toes, come on. Center of the foot slams down. Don't sacrifice your cadence. Take resistance off if you're not at 68. Excellent, hands high. Breathing through the mouth. Shut your eyes if you need to. Now you've got this resistance set, you can hear the beat. 21 seconds to go. 15. Let's drive. Squeeze that core. Hold the legs up. Knees facing forward. Bum back. 4, 3, 2, and take a seat. What a finisher.
There's a special day for everyone that comes but once a year.
I love birthdays. I am a big birthday fan. Chris Behind the Curtain isn't fussed for his own birthday. Last year he did me a treasure hunt around the house and the garden. it was fantastic. I love a treasure hunt. I'll stop talking about my birthday now. Shoulders back, hands on the lower back. Open up your chest. Deep breaths in. You did brilliantly. That was a lot going on in today's class. We had pretty much every cadence in there. We had that max effort at 75 RPM. Then we did 68. So lots of intervals. And we started with that climb. We had those jumps. Honestly, you've ticked every box in terms of indoor cycling. Keep breathing, deep breaths in, right down to the diaphragm. All the air in. A big exhale. Thank you so much for riding with me. I love teaching these classes. I love hearing from you. So please drop me a comment. Oh, and have a read of the article. See what you think, let me know. And also, if you're not following me on social media, come and say hi, and then I can say hi to you properly. It's m.howard on Instagram. I love meeting you guys and love knowing who's doing the classes. So thank you so much. New class every Monday, as always, 7 a.m. UK time. There is a stretch video coming up that you can do now. Stretch out those legs. Coming up here, and you can subscribe here. Thank you so much for riding with me. See you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.